The truth arrived without warning, slipping into Adam's life on an ordinary evening that should have felt safe. Rain tapped softly against the windows, and the house was unusually quiet. Adam had just come home from work, tired but hopeful. Carrying the comfort that came from routine, he placed his keys on the table and walked down the hallway, planning to greet his family when he heard voices coming from the living room. One voice stopped him cold. It was Maya, his stepsister. Her tone was low, calm, and confident in a way he had never heard before. Adam paused near the doorway, not meaning to listen, but unable to move. Maya was on the phone, speaking clearly, as if she had nothing to hide. She talked about numbers, contracts, and timing. Then she said something that made his chest tighten. She mentioned his name, not with warmth, but like a problem already solved. She spoke of decisions already made, of plans already set in motion. Adam understood enough to realize she was talking about the business he had built over years of hard work. He felt a strange numbness spread through him. This couldn't be real. Maya had always supported him. When their parents married, both families were broken in quiet ways, and Maya had been the one who suggested they start fresh as siblings, not strangers. She had listened to him when he doubted himself. She had encouraged him when others didn't. That trust now shattered with every word she spoke. Adam stepped back silently, his heart pounding. He didn't want her to see him. He needed time to think, to breathe, to understand how someone so close could sound so distant. He went to his room and closed the door, but the walls felt thin, as if the truth could seep through them no matter. Where he hid, memories rushed in without permission. Long nights working on his ideas, Maya sitting nearby, asking questions, offering suggestions. Family dinners where she defended him when others doubted his choices. The way she said, "I've got your back," and meant it all, so he believed. Each memory now felt altered, like a picture he had trusted that suddenly revealed hidden cracks. By morning, the shock turned into a heavy ache. Adam moved through the house quietly, watching Maya as if she were someone new. She smiled, made coffee, spoke casually about plans for the day. Nothing in her face showed guilt or fear. That hurt more than anger ever could. It meant she didn't see what she had done as wrong. Later that day, Adam asked her to talk. His voice stayed steady, but inside everything shook. They sat across from each other, the space between them filled with years of shared history. He didn't accuse her right away. He simply asked what she had meant by the conversation he overheard. Maya didn't pretend. She didn't deny it. She looked at him with a mix of calm and resolve that made his stomach turn. "I did what I thought was best," she said. "Too attached to things, you hesitate. That's a weakness in the real world." Adam felt something snap inside him, not rage, but clarity. Her words were careful, chosen to justify herself. She spoke of opportunities, of survival, of smart moves. She framed betrayal as necessity and loyalty as foolishness. In her mind, she wasn't wrong. She was practical. "You used me, Adam," said quietly. She didn't argue. "I learned from you," she replied. "I just went further." That sentence followed him long after the conversation ended. Adam realized the betrayal wasn't just about business or money. It was about being seen, studied, and then discarded once he was no longer useful. Maya knew his limits because he had trusted her with them. In the days that followed, Adam's world shifted fast. Calls stopped coming. Meetings were canceled without explanation. Doors, he thought, were open, quietly closed. Each small loss confirmed what Maya had already done. She hadn't just planned behind his back. She had moved ahead while he stood still, believing in honesty and shared ground at night. Sleep refused to come. His mind replayed every moment, searching for signs he had missed. How long had this been happening? How long had she been pretending? The questions burned, but answers brought no relief. Adam felt exposed, as if his life had been taken apart piece by piece. The house no longer felt like home. Every shared space carried tension. Every glance from Maya felt measured, as if she were checking whether he knew how deep the damage went. What hurt most was the silence. No apology, no regret. Just a quiet confidence that she had done what needed to be done. That confidence became the spark that changed Adam. It turned pain into something sharper, something focused. He began to understand that betrayal didn't always come with anger or cruelty. Sometimes it arrived with a calm voice and reasonable words. Sometimes it came from someone who believed they were right. As Adam stood alone one evening, staring out the window, the rain falling again, he accepted a truth he had been avoiding. The life he had trusted was gone. The person he had trusted was no longer who he thought she was. And in that moment, as the weight of betrayal settled fully into his chest, a new thought took shape. It wasn't loud. It wasn't rushed. It was quiet and steady. Maya had made her choice. Now. Someday soon, Adam would have to make his. Adam changed without announcing it. There was no dramatic shift, no public anger, no loud arguments. From the outside, he looked the same. He woke up early, left the house on time, spoke politely, and kept his voice calm. Inside, everything moved. Faster. His thoughts sharpened. His emotions no longer drifted. They lined up behind one clear feeling: resolve. He stopped confronting the pain and started studying it. Every betrayal left traces, and Adam followed them carefully. He reviewed old messages, remembered past meetings, replayed conversations that once felt harmless. Now, patterns appeared, small suggestions Maya had made. Subtle pushes toward certain decisions. Moments where she had guided him away from his instincts and toward choices that benefited her. None of it had seemed wrong at the time. That was the part that hurt most. She hadn't forced anything. She had guided him slowly, letting him believe every step was his own. Adam began to understand that revenge didn't start with anger. It started with awareness. During the day, he observed Maya closely. She moved through the house with confidence, her posture relaxed, her tone steady. She spoke about the future as if it already belonged to her. When others praised her, she accepted it easily. When Adam stayed quiet, she assumed it meant defeat. That assumption became her weakness. At night, Adam wrestled with his thoughts. He imagined exposing her, watching her lose control, hearing her explain herself the way he had been forced to listen. The image brought a brief sense of relief, followed by something darker. Would that moment fix anything? Or would it only tie him to her forever? Sleep came in short pieces. Dreams were restless, filled with half-finished conversations and closed doors. Each morning, Adam woke with a tight chest but a clearer mind. He realized something important. Maya believed she had won because she thought he would react emotionally. She expected anger, confusion, collapse. Instead, she found silence. Adam began to plan, not with excitement, but with discipline. He didn't rush, he didn't make threats, he gathered facts, protected what little control he had left. Every step was careful because one mistake would confirm Maya's belief that he was weak. Still, doubt followed him everywhere. On his way to work, while sitting in traffic, while staring at his phone late at night. A quiet question kept returning. Was he doing this for justice or for pride? The line felt thin and unstable. Some days, he convinced himself that holding Maya accountable was necessary. Other days, he feared he was becoming someone he wouldn't recognize. Maya, on the other hand, felt no such conflict. In her mind, the world was simple. People either acted or hesitated. Winners moved forward. Losers held on to feelings, she believed. Adam would eventually accept his place and fade from her plans. That belief allowed her to relax. But she noticed the change. Adam stopped seeking approval. He stopped asking questions. When she spoke, he listened without reacting. That silence unsettled her more than anger ever could. She wondered what he was thinking, but pride kept her from asking. She told herself she had nothing to fear. Adam's Planning wasn't only about Maya. It was about himself. He examined the part of him that still wanted her to feel pain. That part scared him. It felt heavy and demanding, always asking for more. He realized revenge, once fed, never stayed satisfied. It grew. One evening, Adam stood alone in his room, holding a folder filled with proof. Everything he needed sat in his hands. He could end this whenever he wanted. The power surprised him. It felt dangerous. He understood then that revenge wasn't just about hurting someone else. It was about deciding who you allow yourself to become. He imagined the future if he followed through completely. Maya exposed. The family divided. His name tied forever to conflict. The victory felt loud but empty. Then he imagined walking away without acting, letting her believe she had succeeded. That future felt quiet but heavy with unfinished pain. Neither choice felt clean. As the days passed, the pressure increased. Maya's plans moved forward. Adam's window grew smaller. Waiting too long would mean losing everything. Hacking too. Fast could destroy more than he intended. Every moment felt like standing on an unstable ground. During a late conversation, Maya spoke openly, confident in her position. She talked about risk and reward, about how feelings slow people down. She said Adam would understand someday. Her voice held no cruelty, only certainty. That certainty angered him more than insults ever could. It told him she felt justified after that night. Adam understood something critical. Maya didn't see herself as the antagonist. In her story, she was the hero who made hard choices. If he wanted revenge, it wouldn't just punish her actions. It would challenge her identity. That realization sharpened his focus. He didn't want chaos. He wanted truth to stand where lies once lived. Still, the cost remained unclear. As the moment approached, Adam felt the weight of every decision pressing down on him. Revenge promised balance, but it demanded sacrifice. Peace promised healing, but it asked for restraint. Standing between those two paths, Adam knew one thing for certain. Whatever choice he made next would define him far more than Maya ever had. The moment arrived without ceremony, no dramatic announcement, no warning. Adam stood outside the conference room, watching people take their seats through the glass wall. Every person inside played a role in the future he once believed he owned. His reflection stared back at him from the glass calm face. Steady eyes, controlled breath. Everything he had carried for weeks led to this single point. Inside the room, Maya sat confidently near the center. She spoke easily, smiling at the right moments. Her posture relaxed. She looked like someone who had already won. Adam noticed how comfortable she was, how certain. That certainty had fueled his anger more than anything else. He stepped inside. The room quieted as eyes turned toward him. Some looked curious, others uneasy. Maya met his gaze briefly, then looked away, unconcerned. She believed she understood him. That belief gave Adam strength. As the meeting began, voices filled the room. Numbers were discussed. Plans moved forward. Each sentence tightened the knot in Adam's chest. He knew this was his last clear chance. If he stayed silent, the story would end without him. If he spoke fully, it would end for everyone. When it was finally his turn, Adam stood. For a moment, no words came. Not because he lacked them, but because he felt the weight of choice press against his ribs. Revenge stood, close, sharp, and tempting. Justice stood farther away, quieter. Harder to see. He spoke slowly. Adam explained his position with clarity, not emotion. He laid out facts without accusation. He spoke about decisions made without transparency, about trust that had been assumed, but not honored. He did not say Maya's name at first. He let the truth build on its own. The room shifted. People leaned forward. Attention sharpened. Maya's smile faded. Adam felt her eyes on him now, focused and alert. She understood what he was doing, but not where he would stop. That uncertainty unsettled her. It was new. He reached the turning point. One sentence remained the sentence that would expose everything. The proof rested in his pocket, ready to end the illusion completely. His heart pounded. His mouth went dry, time slowed. Adam thought of the nights he couldn't sleep. The anger that had followed him everywhere. The version of himself that wanted to watch Maya fall, to see her certainty crack. He also thought of the man he wanted to be after this moment passed. He made his choice. Adam stopped short of destruction. He revealed enough to protect himself, enough to force a pause, enough to reclaim his voice. He did not deliver the final blow. He closed his statement calmly and sat down. Silence filled the room. Maya stared at him, her expression unreadable. She had expected exposure or surrender. She got neither. The balance of power shifted in a way she hadn't planned for. The meeting ended quickly after that. People avoided eye contact as they left. Conversations hushed. Plans were delayed. Certainty dissolved into questions. Adam walked out feeling lighter and heavier at the same time. Later that evening, Maya found him alone in the house. The confidence she once wore so easily was gone. Her voice, when she spoke, was controlled but strained. "You could have destroyed me," she said. "Why didn't you?" Adam looked at her for a long moment. He saw exhaustion behind her control, fear behind her pride. For the first time, she looked human again. "Because I didn't want my future to be built on you," he said. She said, "Nothing at first." Then her shoulders dropped slightly, as if something heavy had been set down. "I thought you'd come at me," she admitted. "I was ready for that." "I know," Adam replied. That was the truth of it. Revenge would have kept them tied together, locked in the same story forever. Walking away broke the chain. The days that followed were quiet. Adam stepped back from the space that had caused him pain. He rebuilt slowly, carefully, without rushing. The anger didn't vanish overnight, but it no longer ruled him, softened, losing its sharp edges. Maya changed too, though Adam did not. Stay close enough to witness it fully. Their relationship never returned to what it had been. Some breaks could not be repaired. But it no longer defined his path. One evening, Adam stood alone, watching the city lights flicker on. The urge for revenge had promised satisfaction, but restraint had given him peace. The difference surprised him. He understood then that revenge offers a loud ending, but a quiet regret. Walking away offers a quiet ending, but room to breathe. Adam chose the space, and in that choice, he finally felt free.